Hello. So I wanted to make a video just critiquing the previous therapy session that I conducted. That session was done with my mom. I did get her consent before we got started, and I just gave her a brief overview of what I was supposed to be completing for the class, and we executed to our best ability at that moment. I do want to point out how I was actively listening. In the beginning, I asked her to just briefly introduce herself so that I could collect valuable information just about her before we went over her goals. She mentioned to me how she was a mother of 6 children. She is also a grandmother. Her husband is a pastor, as well as her owning her own daycare business. Um, she mentioned that her goals were just struggling with losing weight and the maintenance of that. She said that she would like to lose 10 pounds. She lacked the motivation and mainly just lacked the time to do so and learning how to find time to implement those things that she would like to do for herself. I then went on just to let her talk about those things, as well as mentioning just questions to keep the conversation going. Her barriers or her challenges were, like I mentioned before, just the time, how to properly schedule, being so busy that you're tired, so you don't want to focus on that goal, and so on and so forth. I still remained an active listener, just listening to her and jotting down those things so that when we got to the end, I could give her proper feedback. I did ask her some of her positive outcomes that she has seen based on these things. So that was her feeling well rested when she's done exercising when she had that time. As most people may feel tired, lethargic, want to take a nap, those things. She did mention that when she felt that when she had the time to take those walks or change her diet or implement more water drinking, that she did feel that positive impact. The negative outcomes were her having family health risk, so she is aware that she does need to focus on this goal that she has set for herself. Um, and that was pretty much the context of our session. During that time, as the practitioner or social worker, I remained, as I stated, an active listener. I did take down my notes. I asked her questions that pertain to the information she was giving me while also restating those questions or answers that she gave to me. Um, Another thing that I did was I was limited on the self-disclosure. So when she talked about wanting to lose the 10 pounds and a lack of motivation, even though this was my mom, um, because I am a younger age and I know that she was a more of my mom age client, I did self-disclose and give her that information about my mom as well. So she could feel comfortable and normalize her feelings of just being overwhelmed and being tired, because a lot of moms, whether if you have 5 children or one child, you still feel that sense of tired and always worrying about someone else and not always focusing on the things that you need to do in that current time or even just planning for the future. So as her therapist, I gave her some simple feedback as to just focusing, looking at your week at a glance, an overview of the things that you may have to do that week outside of the work schedule, because we know we all must work in some sense, however you work or however you earn money to pay bills. But also realizing that you must take time for yourself to be the best version of yourself for the people you love. So just focusing on what you would like to see. So if even if your week is hectic and you cannot go for a walk or you can't implement that exercise routine that you would like to see for yourself, just making sure that you still drink the water or you still, plan for that goal, even for the next week. Um, we all need water, so consuming coffee and pop and juice and other things on the regular basis can also cause us to be tired and feel, just a sense of not wanting to do what we need to do. So just maintaining and implementing your water or her water regularly was one of my key points, and also just making sure she's focusing on what she wants to do and how she wants it to look and what her schedule looks like so that she can implement things into that schedule that best fit her for that week or for that day or for that month. Ending the session, I did ask her what was her plan, what was some things that she was going to implement, whether if it was ideas that I gave her, or if it was some things that she heard in the conversation that she would like to change up, or just things that she may haven't had shared before we had this conversation. Even though we were terminating or she was being released or ending therapy, I still let her know that even though it was the end, that if she would need me in the future, whether if it's near or far, that she could always feel comfortable to reach out to me. And, as the practitioner, I would do my best to service her to my best of my ability. Um, for this being my first time outside of the role play session that I did with myself, I feel like I did pretty well. I was definitely nervous, even though that was my mom. But uh, practice makes perfect. So thank you for listening to my mock client practitioner review.